So just wanted you to tell us about yourself a little bit, how'd you get into brewing and all that stuff.
I'm Sam. I'm one of the owners here. I was home brewing for probably 3 or 4 years before I met Ryan. I got started when I went to, it was one of my wife's friend's wedding, and her husband was home brewing at the time, and he had his own stout on every table for everyone. And I was like, this is cool. I'll start making my own beer. Kind of got into there. Then my one buddy from Colorado was brewing. He was in town, just happened to buy a kit off of Craigslist, and he showed me how to get everything rolling from there, all the extract stuff. Didn't have a work till or anything. Actually used the snow outside to cool it down. Other than that, then started working in a shop where Ryan was at. Saw some of the brewing equipment there that he had in his bag.
And I started home brewing, we'll call it 21 for legality purposes. And I brewed at every place I lived. So like I brewed when I lived with my parents, or moved in an apartment, I brewed on a stovetop. I don't really know what got me started in brewing. I always liked to cook, so I think that was probably part of it. And I transitioned into craft beer like by the time I was 21, I wasn't drinking what typical 21-year-olds drinking, where I was trying to drink the best stuff I could get. So I think just kind of wanting to experiment got me into it. And the first like 3-4 years of it were like brewing once every like 2-3 months.
Okay.
And then the last like 3 years of it were we would brew on a weeknight, like a Wednesday or whatever, Thursday night, and then we brew again Friday night, and then I brew Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon before my wife got home from work, and then I brew Sunday evenings.
Yeah.
And there were points where I was brewing like 6 batches a week for a while. It was beyond a hobby for a long time.
Were you just giving it out to friends?
Yeah, anyone who would take it. We did free growler fills at my garage on Saturdays from time to time. We did weddings. If you wanted beer, we didn't say no. So we gave away a lot of beer for years. The only thing we ever asked was like, hey, let us know what you thought of it.
I know we did one for a bike race, for neighborhood Lancaster, and we didn't charge anything because we couldn't either. But we kind of gave a lot of stuff away. Get the beer out there, kind of field test and see how what people's thoughts were on the beer.
It's cool now because we've actually had like a handful of people who got beer for free out of our garage who have come back and drank at the brewery now. So it's like,
That's good.
Yeah, it's cool.
Customers.
They didn't go home and die or anything, so that's positive.
No, we've learned how to not kill people, which is good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm sorry I can't come support you. I quit drinking yesterday.
Yeah.
So you guys have known each other for a long time now.
Not that long.
Say
4 or 5 years now.
probably 5 years.
5 years.
Okay.
Probably 5.
Yeah,
5 or so years.
we started working together. We worked together for 2 years.
Yeah, so it's about 5.
And then we both left for about like 2.5 years, and then about a half a year into this, so yeah, probably about 5 years we've known each other.
Yeah.
And then our other partner, James, I went to college with, and then Sam and just met in brew. I mean, James wasn't like, he didn't home brew or anything like that. He's just a buddy who saw. Yeah, well, not even that much, honestly. He wasn't. Now he does.
He loves it.
We've transitioned now.
Yeah, he loves it now.
He was sipping martinis before.
I don't know what he was sipping on.
We all talked about James Crank before, so it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, we won't talk about it.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, he's gotten into it now. But he was just someone who saw kind of like the passion we had behind this and wanted to be involved. So
That's cool.
yeah.
It's a good way to lead friends, or a good way to get into it. You guys can bounce stuff off each other, not butting each other's heads. The second question I have for you guys is, how did you pick pour, man? So I'm a fan of puns, and I see where pour comes from, because you're probably also not super wealthy.
No.
I'm thinking you're penny pinching. So I'm assuming that's where it came from. Did you guys also have any other names that you were trying to think of beforehand? Did you have stuff you ran through?
To be honest with you, that was probably one of the first ones that we kind of came up with. Obviously, the pour POOR. That's how it started out.
We entered some home brew competitions with
Yeah.
POOR
Okay.
and Brewing Company, and then we started entering competitions as a name because the very first one we ever entered, it was just kind of like a whim thing. I saw a poster at the homebrew store and we entered it. It was called CV Fall Fest, like 2015. And we entered, we didn't go to the award ceremony because we both had something going on that day. And it was like 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, well, I guess we didn't win. And we got a call, and they're like, hey, Sam's last name is Son. So they called and they're like, hey, Ryan, you and your son Sam, you guys won the homebrew competition. So like, oh shit. But so we started entering as the name. I think like that year was like 2016 was the year that we hit like competitions really hard. So we did like Iron Brewer and Lids and Beans and Brews, and we entered everything I think that year.
Anything that you could get into.
Yeah, anything we could get into.
Pretty much that was in good distance. Nothing too crazy.
We did that hardcore for 1 year, and then we actually thought right at the end of that year, we thought we were going to be opening a brewery the next year. We had found a location, we found an investor. Some things kind of like went south with that. We decided to like cut ties, and then we took a break because we both changed jobs, and it was kind of hectic. And then my daughter was born, Sam's son was born, and then after like things kind of settled from that is when we started really looking for a building again, started planning everything out again. Yeah, I don't think we really had any other names ever.
No, I really think Poor Man's was, I mean, from what I remember.
We probably did, but they were so dumb, we can't remember.
Yeah, it was probably stupid stuff like that. That's
Fulton Sun.
Yeah, like stuff that isn't very creative.
Yeah.
You were hammered and
Yeah.
Well, I can definitely see the real resemblance.
Yeah, I mean, he's older than me too.
Yeah. Immaculate somehow. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I'm just the better looking one.
Oh, I look old. I saw a picture of myself there being like, damn, when did I turn 40?
Yeah. I think it's the beard.
Yeah.
You see people that shave their beard like, oh,
You should see him without the beard.
Yeah, I look like a 12-year-old or a turtle.
A turtle? I don't know if there's anyone else.
There's a picture of me over there. Just go check it out, man. I look like a turtle without a beard.
Or check out the Ephrata review article.
I really like that bird with that 12-year-old servant beard. I don't know if I can trust him.
That 12-year-old brew me a super hasty one at that.
So the next question we have for you guys is, were there any nightmares that you guys ran into when you're trying to open this place? I know the location's kind of old and not really set up for a brewery, so what did you guys run into when you're trying to get this all going?
I would say draining, that was a huge mess. Trying to think of what else. I mean, just
we had like the zoning board for Ephrata was actually really nice to us. We had to get a variance, and they, even with us being the third, they don't really have breweries in their code book, so they lumped us in with taverns, and that went really smooth. Construction period, like we had Rusty Knife is named after our brown ale is named after a really large rusty knife we pull through the floor grain sears. When our grain stopped working, like 2 days before we were supposed to start running. So that was like 12 hours on a Sunday with the snake in here until we finally got the drains cleared. And then we've had like, the whole place is electric. Like there's like 27 fuse boxes in this place. And nothing is labeled. It's just massive. So that was always fun. We're trying to find electric for everything. But we had a really good contractor who was like super patient and did awesome work. So luckily most of those nightmares were his. We were just kind of along for the ride. And then like liquor control board, we heard like a lot of nightmares about getting approval. It really wasn't bad. It was just a matter of waiting. So you submit and wait, and then they like do inspection and come out and you wait again. And it pretty much said like you'll hear with us within 6 weeks. Well, 6 weeks hits and you get an email or a phone call. So it's like it's like clockwork. But you just have to be patient. We did all of that sort of stuff ourselves. We didn't hire a lawyer or anything. And it wasn't a nightmare by any means, but it wasn't fun at times.
And Ryan was very diligent with all the codes and everything. So
unfortunately,
he's a lot more diligent.
I wasn't with this stuff before, but now it's like you feel like you have to become half a lawyer to understand some of the stuff. But
I told you to start charging people to open breweries.
When I saw like what people charge to do the paperwork, I'm like, if you give me $5,000, I would do that for you. No problem. But yeah, I think our biggest nightmare was probably we really wanted to open. Our landlord, who actually passed away right after we opened, he was awesome with us, and he actually gave us a period of rent for free here while we did construction. So we were really hoping to open before we started paying rent. We missed that by about 2 months. So yeah, and just from all that little stuff kind of snowballing, but ultimately it could have been a lot worse.
Not too bad. What would cause the board to not approve a liquor license? What's something that holds that up?
Well, breweries aren't up for public contest where there's no like cap per area like there is on like regular liquor licenses. So if you fit basically their criteria of what you have to have, so like no common entranceways from other businesses and your place is secure and you're not this close to a church or this close to a school, then you'll get approved. It's just a matter of them coming out. They want to see where all of your money came from, so that you weren't like out in the corner slinging drugs for the last 10 years to pay for this place.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they want to see your bank statements and stuff like that, and they take all that stuff and look through everything, and then pretty much get approval. And it's really not that bad.
It wasn't as bad as what some made it out to be. Maybe we were.
Maybe it got easier. I know, like we were at the beginning of the PLCB Plus, where like everything was online, so maybe that streamlined it.
Would have been easier for us.
They still come out and interview and everything. But there's no like we don't have to handwrite these forms and mail them to them. It was all online.
Everything should be electronic. Next question I have for you guys is, how do you decide what beers you're going to make next? And then when you do, kind of got a little bit of the backstory earlier, how do you pick the names for them?
Ryan pretty much. I mean, he kind of bounces ideas off of us too, but mainly he's the one that's making the recipes, kind of deciding.
It's not that organized. It's a lot of times it's like look at what we have.
Oh, that's right.
Kegs, look what we have for fermenters and kind of like fill a void. And then I like to, so like we will always have at least 2 IPAs on. Because the IPA market is huge, and I feel like we're really good at them, so it's something that we want to make sure we have a lot of. And then we always want to have some stouts, no matter what time of the year it is. Because there's some people who drink them year round, they really want that. And then we run 8 taps, and we try to fill the voids in between there with a lot of variety. So like one week there might be like there's a lager on right now. We run a farmhouse series, and they're basically a American hopped saison, but none of them are the same. So we're up to our 3rd variant of it that's going to be coming out soon. And to be honest with you, sometimes it's like I know what days I'm going to brew, and I might go to bed the night before and say like tomorrow morning I'm brewing Going Broke, which is our number 1 seller IPA. And I'll get here and be like, I don't really feel like like, well, what kind of hops do I have? Well, I have this, and we have this for grains. We're like, I'm going to make this instead. So it's really like
all over the place.
This week I had a schedule of what I was going to brew, and I brewed 3 times this week, and I didn't brew any of the beers. So it's kind of just by feel too. Like if we hear about like a new style that's getting popular, we're not going to like sit around. Like we don't have to confine like a big brewery does, where they package everything and they ordered their labels 6 months ago, and this beer has to be brewed on this date. If we catch wind that there's some crazy popular beer that's like sweeping California right now, that's like brews that are just getting really popular right now, brew IPAs, and they're starting to pop up in our area, we can just brew a brew tomorrow if we want to. I mean, we have a brew and a fermenter right now, but we can just brew whatever we want tomorrow. That's the cool thing about it. It's the cool thing about being little is like for us, ingredient cost on 1 batch is not a big deal. We can be really experimental.
If we were to dump it, it wouldn't turn out a certain way.
And we will. We haven't dumped any batches yet, but we've had batches that we weren't super happy with, and we pulled them off the lines. We've had 2 that we pulled off the lines early, and we're not embarrassed to say that.
No, not at all.
Like if something doesn't turn out the way we don't like it, and trust me, those beers were not like people were returning them to the bar or anything like that, or even getting bad scores on the tap. But if we're not happy with it, then we don't want to sell it.
If you don't like it, you're not going to get much to drink it. Are you planning on trying to keep it at least seasonal? So if it's winter, do like a winter warmer, try to do you know, like the other styles that go in?
Yeah, we will stick with that. But like say like this year we have a winter warmer coming out for the winter time. We did a Belgian quad. We have a special version of our Oats and Hose oatmeal stout that has like a real cold brew from Javati's. But like next year when Christmas time comes around, it probably won't be any of those again. It'll be something different.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Or something around it's different. It's gonna go different.
So what I'm hearing is you guys aren't organized at all. You just brew whatever you want.
No, whenever we figure it out. I mean, we've been open for 4 months now, and we at the beginning we were only running 5 lines, then we went to 6, then we went to 7, now we're at 8, and we're up to counting beers that's in fermenters, 40 different beers right now that we've made.
Wow.
So I mean, there's breweries that have been open for years that are doing like 8 years over and over again. I would never survive as a shift brewer at a big brewery because if I make the same beer once a week and I go to make it the next week, like that, I'm doing that.
And now we're organized to a certain extent where like Golden Break's gonna come on.
Yeah, it's funny. Like it went off for a little bit intentionally because we saw like our regulars were like, oh, I've had Going Broke already. I don't want that anymore.
It makes sense.
So we're like, all right, well, Going Broke will go away for a week or 2, or we'll brew it and we'll sell it to bar accounts, and then it'll come back and we'll give you guys something new. So I mean, we're really blessed that like from day one we've gained this really cool group of regulars.
So you have
we never. It's not something we discussed before we opened. Like, hey, we need to be like super friendly and get these regulars. We had no bartender experience whatsoever, so we just were ourselves. And a handful of people actually fucking liked us. And they come back every week.
There's some guys where like if we have like 10:30 on, I just say just look at it at 10:30. It's like, yep, you already know. You know. Then there's some regulars that always want to try whatever's new too. But yeah, I mean, it's great having that conversation. Yeah, people.
Yeah, it's the one side of it that we never really thought about that I think we get the most enjoyment from. Like we all knew that we wanted to have really good customer service. We didn't really know how we were going to do that, and then we learned pretty soon off that when you have just the owners behind the bar every night, you have this level of commitment with your customers that like when they're coming in there, they know it's gonna be Ryan, Sam, and James, and we're gonna know that your name is Steve, and we're gonna say like, hey Steve, how's your day going? When we talk to you, like we remember what we talked about last time. It's a small community, and we're really blessed in that.
Oh my gosh,
customer service is huge.
Yeah.
You can have the best beer in the world, but I've had some bad experiences.
And
like, customer service. This break has been brought to you by Vintage IPAs.
We pretty much make it that we at least say, hey, you know, we'll be right with you. You know, those couple words make a huge difference.
Oh, right.
I don't think even at our busiest moment, anyone has ever waited more than 2 minutes for beer. And if that's 2 minutes, then it was probably because we were filling a growler, not because we were just like not here.
You hit the nail on the head. Those couple words make all that. I've stood in line already, and they stare past you. You're like, did they see me? Do they know I'm here? So yeah, that's a huge thing. So regulars are good, but do you see good continued growth with other people? Do you see a lot of new people coming in?
Yeah, we track it. We track it the best we can. We can only really see it as far as the credit card sales go. But
or even just like Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, like, we're still gaining followers.
I see followers, you know, every day. You know, just because I don't know people sharing stuff or whatever it may be. So the credit card things, just follow that through there.
We're not impatient with it. Like if we were a big brewery that our market was wholesale and we had to sell tens of thousands of barrels this year of beer to be open next year, then we might be more concerned if we were slow on a Saturday occasionally. But I mean, it's we don't owe anyone any money. We opened this place purely on our own funds. We took no loans. We sold some of our cars. We emptied our 401ks. This was a personal investment. So it's like
sleep here.
So it's like at the end of the day, like we can grow this thing the way it needs to be grown, slowly and naturally, and not force anything, and not be like,
which is nice.
We need to have 15,000 cannabis this year so we can pay rent or anything like that. Like it's gonna grow on its own. As long as we make good beer and treat people well, it will work out. We seriously believe that.
I mean, honestly, that's the biggest part. The beer is the number one thing that talks about
Yeah.
And even though you have a ton of stuff, I've had I did a flight when I came in here. I haven't had a bad beer yet. So, whatever you guys are doing, it's good. What are each of your favorite types of beers overall? And is there a specific brewery that inspired you guys to get started? Or what brewery inspired you maybe to make those beers? Anything specific that you guys really, really like out there?
I don't have anything specific. I range in what I like to drink. It goes in waves, whether it's IPA or lager or whatever it may be. Usually, the lager is stuff that I haven't made with my brewing company. Other than that, I feel they're just all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really go like in waves of what I drink too. So I'll go like through a IPA kick and I'll go on stouts and kind of mix up in between. But honestly, there's not a style that I dislike or avoid. It kind of like if I'm looking at a beer menu, I just kind of pick something that sounds interesting and unique to me normally. But I would say Boniface was influential to me growing up in Ephrata, and they pretty much opened like right around the time where I was starting to get into craft beer. So I used to go to their Docker building location and get growler fills back then. And then I was a regular at the tap room when they opened, and then we got to know Moodok a lot, and I think we're very similar to them as far as the way that we approach the company, the way that we approach the running the tap room, the styles of beer that we like to kind of put out there. I think they, towards the end, we started to realize that we're probably extremely similar to them, and they're definitely a place that we like strive to be like, I would say. Yeah. But we never like said like, we really like the beer from this brewery and we want to make it just like that. It's kind of always been like our own unique twist on stuff.
So, unique twist, what do you think sets you apart? What would you say makes you different from another brewery?
I would say as far as the beer goes, being willing to take chances is probably a big thing. So today I brewed the 8th batch of our Going Broke IPA, and although our customers probably have yet to notice, none of those batches are the same.
Okay.
So we'll strive for perfection and as close as we can get to it on every single beer. And we're not one of those breweries who's doing all one-offs. And we will make one beer that's made once, but when we revisit something that's made again, it will be better than the time before. So it's a constant revolving door of trying to get better and better beer. And I think on top of beer, and probably almost equally as important as like we talked about before with customer service, and that being a huge part of what we're going to bring to people.
I think that's what sets us apart too, is the customer service, and we try to stay on top of that the best we can. Make everybody feel comfortable and have them enjoy the beer.
Customer service and willingness to take chances is huge. Because like you said, you're not on schedule. You're not Sam Adams ready to release a winter or a fall flannel, whatever they want to call it this year. You're just making what you want. Which is good. Now, when you said you make a beer better, how do you actually make that better? What are you doing? Are you letting it cook longer? Are you doing different?
It's a different. It could be a process change. It could be a fermentation change. It could be an ingredient change. It really depends on what I get out. So every time we make a new recipe, or even one that we've been making before, I usually don't try to do them here because I'm usually too scatterbrained to actually write stuff down. But I'll take a crowler of it home and I'll drink it, and I will make. Sometimes they're legit an entire page of notes on good things, bad things, things that I think maybe I could have done differently, things that I think I did right and I could probably use in this other recipe. And it's a little bit of everything, like Going Broke that we're constantly tweaking. Today's difference between batch 7 was a reduction in bittering hop and an increase in flame out hop and it's not a lot, by only about 2 ounces total. So it's small tweaks, and the big picture of it is like, you could do all of these things at one time, but then you have no idea what made it better. Exactly. So sometimes it might be like, I have 4 ideas for this beer, but I'm only going to do them one at a time to make sure that I'm actually making the beer better, and I'm not just muddling the whole picture.
How much of it too is equipment? So you guys still very small scale. Obviously, big places, Harpoon, Sam Adams, all the big ones, they've got huge warehouses and stuff. Does that play a huge role in the quality and the taste?
I would say it made it easier for us to produce good beer right off the bat. We went, instead of going from like a homebrew system to a 10-barrel brew house where like everything is night and day difference, we had a 1-barrel at home for like the last year of homebrewing. We actually had a 1-barrel. It's not the same one we use now, but we actually had one in my garage. So some of the recipes were already brewed on a 1-barrel.
Okay.
So we didn't really have to worry about scaling and that sort of stuff when we were changing, because it's, to an extent, it's like a big homebrew system. And I mean, 1-barrel beer to, if you, like, a big brewery, say like Troves or something like that, they're gonna dump over that in excess when they're going to keg. Oh my gosh. So like our size is tiny.
Yeah.
So that made it an easier transition for us, then I would say.
Okay. So the next question for you guys is, how long have you been brewing legally, and what is your favorite type of beer to make?
I've been probably homebrewing. I haven't been doing too much the past years or two. I'd say 6 years maybe. Just at home. My favorite type, since I was probably more into IPAs at the time, was probably IPAs.
Okay. Any specific type of IPA? I mean, I know they kind of branch out.
Not really. I mean, probably say the New England style.
Okay. A lot of citra hops, a lot of flavored, juicy.
I do love the citra hops. That's probably it.
So what's your favorite style to make?
I like to make 2 styles, mainly stouts and IPAs are probably my 2 favorite to brew. The stouts I like mainly just because I like the smells. The whole place smells like chocolate cake when I make it very dirty. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
IPAs I really like to make for similar reasons, and IPAs are cool because there's so many variables that you can tweak, and you can make it so different all the time. So like you can use the same base recipe and make 100 different IPAs out of it. So I always find that interesting, and the little changes sometimes can be so dramatic. It's a word of it.
We should name a beer
Dramatic.
Yeah, we got it.
We just got a name for the brew.
Dramatic. There we go. Fucking perfect.
It's fucking
That's fucking perfect.
We're trying to figure out a name for the brew IPA all day. I want to name it Hazy is Lazy, and Sam thinks it's going to piss people off.
Dramatic it is.
Dramatic it is, yep.
Dramatic. How did you figure? I don't know. I slurred words. I was 3 beers deep.
2 beers deep in an interview.
Yep.
It just came rolling out.
You just fucking came out. Yeah, that's it.
I like dramatic. What do you feel is the hardest thing about being a craft brewer?
I didn't answer that one.
I don't know that we've been open long enough to know for sure. It's like, I think we're still learning the challenges every week. So, like a couple weeks ago, I might have said keeping up with demand, and we've gotten better at that. And then I probably would have said
Equipment.
Equipment problems, and then we started figuring that sort of stuff out. So I don't know if we figured out what the hardest of it is yet. I would say trying to be a little bit of everything at once, trying to be innovative, trying to come out with new stuff, while also trying to maintain a business that functions really well at the same time. I mean, we don't have any employees, so when we start to hire and we can really start focusing on that stuff, we'll probably be able to figure out what is the hardest portion, but right now it's just kind of like a blur of maintaining. That makes any sense.
When I wrote the question, I was thinking there's definitely got to be something that's hard, but listening from your guys' responses, it sounds almost like you're just having fun. You get to do whatever you want, you get to make whatever you want, so there's not really much hardships other than the business side. That's the biggest one that I can think of. But as I wrote the question, I'm like, there's got to be something. But then I'm listening to you guys, and I'm like, no, you guys are just doing what you want to do.
Sometimes I think maybe one of the biggest issues I have with myself is trying to keep myself happy with what I'm doing, because a lot of times I have a bit of an issue with overthinking everything.
You feel like you always do better.
Yeah. So like, you can ask like my wife and Sam will test it too. Like, I don't sleep past. It used to be 2, now it's like 1:30 without waking up and making a note in my phone about something. So it's like having an obsession that's a healthy obsession is probably the hardest thing right now. Like I'm obsessed with making the beer better, but I also need to make sure that we live in the moment and really enjoy what we're doing.
I think to a certain extent, some of the brews will get to the point where like, all all right, we're happy with it, but I know with how the way he works, right, like, well, this has a little off flavor somewhere.
You just do slight little things, and I think that's part of the enjoyment of it. It's like, here's one of those things that you can constantly. There's no perfect. No one's ever made a perfect beer.
Yeah.
No one is ever going to make a perfect beer.
And
so
it
I
might be
think
perfect to one person.
Yeah, it might be perfect to one person, but I guarantee the guy who made that beer, unless he's like an egotistical prick, probably doesn't take that beer.
I think the guy's name's Ryan. It's really delicious.
No, it's not. It's none of the beers will ever.
You shut up!
You can
It's
always
not
make it
good.
better. Always make it better.
Yep.
This beer is shit. I'll tell you what, Ron. You taste that. You'll taste
I was saying, will get me. I'll start talking to customers, and I'll I can hear them looking at me like, did you really just say you hate the fucking beer?
Do you have any horror stories from where a brew went horribly wrong? So you're trying to make something, it didn't turn out the way you
You
wanted
thought I was
to.
gonna say no to this?
Right. Well,
Every batch.
every batch is not good.
We had some real, like, not nasty ones, but we had a lot of horror stories pretty right off the bat.
I get messages often. This fucking wort chiller or this basket or whatever. Well, the first time he messaged me, he's like, "This green is your draining for shit," and it was just the way, it was just a learning step for it.
Yeah, just learning curve of the equipment. The very first dumb thing we did was, so we were still like construction phase here, but we were expecting to get our brewer's license, so we were kind of planning ahead for brewing. Well, our first ingredient order came, and we have a garage in the back, and for some reason they sent, and we like asked for a smaller truck and a lift gate. They sent a full 18-wheeler. He had to drop it in the front. It was like 5 o'clock at night. Our contractor was doing something, and like a bunch of stuff was going on. And I just like took everything, got in the building as fast as I could, like carrying the bags through the building to get into the back. And our yeast was there, and we had our full yeast order. And I'm like, all right, we don't have the walk-ins not done. We don't have any freezers or anything. So like, I didn't have anywhere to put it. So I was like, all right, I'll throw it in the chest freezer that I plugged in, and then I was like, I'll put a temperature controller on it before I leave. It'll be fine. Well, everything got crazy, and I forgot about the yeast, and I froze all of our first yeast order, like hundreds of dollars worth of yeast.
Yeah.
So it's like, that was the first nightmare. So you're supposed to, so I did a bunch of research. You're supposed to still be like a decent amount of yeast. So I made a big starter out of it. And of course, it didn't do shit. And then we ended up having to repitch everything. And the batch turned out okay. But then,
It did turn out okay.
yeah, we had all sorts of issues between like ingredient problems and equipment failure,
Learning the equipment.
the brew house breaking like once a week for the first couple weeks.
Relay wiring.
Yeah. Chillers clogging,
Yeah.
all sorts of fun stuff. And it's not like none of it's ever stopped. There's still the same issues.
Yeah,
It's still the same issues now.
It's been better.
It's just more predictable. Like,
Yeah.
all right, now I know it's gonna break, so I'm not gonna get so mad about it.
Or we have extra relays in case
Yeah.
this one burns up. So like we're a little more prepared.
Yeah, we've already killed 3 relays on the exact same part, so now we have like 6 of them on the back.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is you should write a book of like a starter guide to like intro how do you make a brewery.
That would help me.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was really.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Overall, nothing's been like terrible though.
No.
Hasn't survived everything.
Yeah, we haven't anything that's like left us like debilitated or anything super bad.
None of you like fucking, I'm just quitting.
Yeah, like I've had this going on for the day or anything.
I never got any messages that he said saying fucking just leaving or anything. So.
No, it's nothing that bad. At the end of the day, like Mike from Brew Duck said this to me, he's like, a bad brew day is still a hell of a lot better than your last job, right? Like any day your last job. And I'm like, you know what? The worst brew day I had is still a hell of a lot better than any job I've ever had before. So
That makes 100% sense. I mean, the worst case, you're like, shit, I'm just gonna drink this, it's bad.
Yeah, yep. That's exactly it.
Where do you see Poor Man in 5 years? I mean, you don't have to stop in 5 years, 10 years. What's your vision for this place or the company as a whole? What do you want to accomplish?
you want to sell out the Budweiser?
No, not even.
Hot bear's cold as the mountains.
No, obviously we'd like to get to the scale of like St. Bonnie place. I mean, what I think they're at is a really good level. You know, your equipment, their names out there, they have distributors out there, their beer's good.
But I think where we want to be different is the tap room concept is kind of
Yes.
like always been our like big thing. So
Yeah.
we want to distribute some, but we would probably like to have multiple tap rooms at some point. Maybe
a
like
couple salad locations.
I always joke about having like Poor Man's Farm, where we literally have like a fucking farm
I
that
would
we
love
brew
that.
from, and then it
That'd be
distributes to all of our like relevant to actually
Yeah.
get 2 tap rooms that are in the area.
Yeah.
So that would be I
would love
think that would be like the dream.
I think that would be pretty awesome, really. Yeah, having a farm, just using, even if you have a farm that we're growing some fresh fruit on that we can use and like that.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool.
A couple of local salad locations, whether it be in the market or central market or something like that.
But we're gonna go where the market dictates.
Mhm.
We're not gonna like 10 years ago. If you wanted to make money as a brewery, you were gonna open up a place because of the laws. You were gonna be stuck into doing distribution.
Yeah.
So now, because of the way that we are able to have tap rooms and obviously selling beer by the pint is a lot more profitable than selling keg to a bar,
Yeah.
we went into that, and we wouldn't have just our concept as a 1 barrel distribution brewery. We would have never made any money
No way.
whatsoever.
And he would have been here like
Yeah,
24 hours.
we would have broke like right off the bat. So we'll just go where we need to.
Yeah.
I think we could guess now and like write it down and make a business plan, but like we never made a fucking business plan before we opened this place.
And
we might have made one because we thought maybe we were gonna go alone. We're like, we need to look for real people to the band, just in case.
But really, at the end of the day, there's no really set route that we really have a picture.
Yeah, like we need to be at this many barrels by next year.
Yeah,
This many barrels by next year.
Yeah.
It's not really like that. Like,
No.
are we keeping the lights on? Are our customers happy?
And are we making good beer?
Are we making good beer?
That's really, I mean,
And
what's next?
Comes down to it.
Yeah.
Food,
Yes.
size, different. I mean, size is a big one. How many people? If you grow beyond the space, do you need to expand?
Yep.
and that's where they're saying that the farming concept come into play. If we can get some area where we can just have that as a relocation and all the other salads just as a tap.
Spring. I mean, that's I think what Springhouse
Yep,
did.
that's
They started
exactly how they did. They started at his house
Yeah.
in his barn and
But you can't really start a place like that, I mean, if you ever been to Hope Farmstead in Vermont, they're in the middle of nowhere. You can't start a brewery like that in Pennsylvania because there's so many options that are easy to get relevant places.
yeah.
That if you're brand new, you have no like proof of concept or anything, you can't just be out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, 'cause
So as much as I wanted to be like an antisocial person and just be in the middle of the woods, I knew that we wouldn't be open very long if that was the case.
That's true.
So
it wouldn't have worked out well.
we picked a building that was right on a busy road and sees thousands of cars a
It's
day.
definitely busy.
Yeah. And then we can get our name out there, build a brand, and figure out what the
Where
next
you go from.
the next thing is. We really
I
have
think it's
2
real.
sayings around here. One is everyone likes beer, they just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
And the other one is every beer is a session beer, you just have to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Those are the two mottos that we live by.
I like it. You guys seem like you've grown a lot, though, just as like people. I mean,
I'm definitely a much different person than I was
just-
before we opened.
you come out of your shell, you're brewing beer, you're meeting
Oh my gosh,
people.
coming out of the shell has been huge. I mean, for us being mechanically forward, we were in our area, in our bay, worked there. We didn't have to deal with customers. Our jobs after that really did help us, I think, in the customer service department. But then us being back here and having the passion and wanting our customers to enjoy everything that we have here for them has really helped us with.
It's been easier than we expected too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Our last field, automotive, no one goes into like, I manage some service centers, and no one goes into a place like that wanting to spend money. People, and they don't want to go there, like their car needs an oil change or whatever. They don't want to go do that. They have to.
$700 for my wife's car.
Yeah.
Whereas you go into a brewery, you're there because you
wanted
want to
to
be
be
there. So you're generally already in a good mood. So it's a lot easier to keep people happy is to make them happy.
Yeah, this is true.
That's all the questions I have for you guys.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you guys want to say to anyone out there that's watching this, potential viewers, potential customers, anything at all you guys want to say to who's watching this?
I'd probably say, obviously, do a shout out to obviously all our family members, our wives that really back us on this, and all the breweries that have helped us with any questions that we ever had. Moved up, especially for sure. Any questions that we had, we bounced off of him. Super easy.
Honestly,
Bonnefish
they take really good care of us. Yeah, we worked with them on that
has been
stuff.
extremely helpful. Even Matt Chef, when we were this was just a thought, they took us around their place and kind of showed us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
The brewing community is just a great place.
It's
It really is a great place. I think we're blessed. We have the three owners have three awesome wives that really make this doable for us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think any of this would happen.
Yeah. All young
all
families.
divorced.
Yeah, we all get divorced and
Yeah.
sleeping here, and then
Yeah.
smell like shit, and we'd be
Shower.
not shower, so it'd be rough. But yeah,
we have a hose back there.
Yeah, I would just say we invite anyone to come out to the tap room and get to know us and enjoy some beer.
Yeah, because we definitely our thing is we always want to have at least one of the owners here, pretty much, and whenever we're open.
Yeah. And by the second time you're here, we will know your name.
I'll say fourth. I'm horrible with names.
I'll say fourth. We will probably know your name.
I may not know your name, but I won't know who you
I
are.
think I know you're a fan.
We make a hell of an attempt at learning every single person.
Yep.
And some people will lie to us. There's an old guy over the weekend who told me his name is North. When he comes in, I call him South because I know he fucking lied to me.
No, but we've had our customers have been great. Definitely, obviously, our customers in this area have been huge. Just a lot of our regulars, and I'll even say Mike, Judy, other Mike, Steve, like every
Awesome regulars.
we have a lot of good regulars. It's just been
To keep the lights on. At the end of the day, that's a big driving factor to the tap room.
Really can't thank the community and customers enough. Really, that's really what's obviously keeping doors open.
Yeah, they come in, you get to make beer. It's a circle of life.
Yeah.
So I want to thank both of you guys for allowing me to do this interview. It's the first one. You guys did awesome. Obviously, they make really, really good beer. We've had a whole bunch here. We've enjoyed our time. So I just thank you guys. I can't say enough about this brewery. Hopefully, you guys come out and have a pint or multiples or a flight and definitely support this local brewery.